All right, folks, inflation, it's on everybody's mind. Our economy is teetering, but the scary thing is that Joe Biden, judging by his recent comments, either doesn't know how bad it's going to get or just doesn't care. Now, a lot of what we're seeing now can be compared to the end of the Carter administration into the election of Ronald Reagan, where Paul Volcker, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who was appointed by Carter, raised interest rates to almost 20%. They had to do this to stomp out the inflation. Now, before you scoff at me and say, look, Carl, that's not possible in this market, it is. Let me explain how and why it's similar now. To understand this, you need to go to understand inflation, i.e. why prices go up. Now, we know that inflation happens for two reasons. One, the demand for a product grows, or two, the supply of it shrinks. Now, imagine 10 people purchasing in a market of 10 cheeseburgers. Everyone's willing to spend a reasonable amount on their cheeseburger. But if you remove one of those cheeseburgers, you now have the same 10 people who still need to eat competing in a market of 9 cheeseburgers. Out of hunger, people are going to pay more for the same burger. It's inflation, reduction in supply, like we're seeing in oil prices right now. So Biden keeps blaming everything on the war in Ukraine, but this is generally a single instance price jump. It's no doubt a contributor, but not the main cause. Otherwise, we would see all countries experiencing the same inflation, which they're not. Most other countries are only experiencing like 2 to 3% inflation right now. Now, the second driver of inflation is far more prolific, all right? This far outweighs the effects of the war in Ukraine. The continuous inflation or price increase that we are seeing right now is mostly related to the fact that the government just printed over $5 trillion, folks. Think about that. We more than doubled. Look, here's the chart here. More than doubled the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve. In the cheeseburger analogy, the government just cut the value of your money in half by printing more. Now, to buy that same cheeseburger that was previously $10, your $10 is only worth $5 now. Now, I'm oversimplifying this, but you get the idea. Simplified, last week, the inflation report told us that your dollar from last year, that your dollar that you held is only worth 91 cents today. The Biden administration gave Americans a 9% pay cut over the last year. The current inflation is measured by this bureaucratic mess. They use something called hedonic adjustments, okay? This is a fancy name for letting the government determine inflation based on their narrative. After all, it's in their best interest to make inflation appear as low as they can so they don't have to increase things like Social Security, but also for political reasons. However, if we measured inflation in the same way they did during Jimmy Carter, i.e. how much you're paying for everyday purchases like fuel, food, things like that, I would argue that real inflation right now is closer to 30%. That means if you didn't get a 30% raise in the last year, you're making less money. So where do interest rates come into play? Why are they rising? Well, interest rates are a mechanism for the market to incentivize consumers to either save or spend money. Example, during high interest rates, you get a better return on your savings account. Okay, you might be inclined to set aside more cash to save if you knew you were getting a better return on it. If interest rates are zero or nearly zero, as they've artificially been for years, you are more likely to take out the loan to buy a house, a jet ski, or even that $65,000 electric car that the Democrats want you to buy. Folks, for perspective, on a $500,000 mortgage in a recent series totaling almost 3% increase in interest rates that we've seen, that would cost you, the homeowner, over $250,000 more dollars over the life of a 30-year mortgage. That's real money, $250,000 more. Now, right now, because interest rates have been held so artificially low for so long, the market's just been flooded with this printed money, cheap loans, and they do this in order to stop further inflation. They need to slow American spending. We talked about this yesterday. Whether they admit it or not, they need to stall the economy. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell tried to spin it the best way possible by saying, they called it a soft landing. Okay, so he's talking about a recession, folks. That's what they mean by a soft landing. They don't want to say that. But keep in mind, a recession is defined by 2 quarters of negative growth. We're in the second quarter of negative growth right now. The Federal Reserve, via monetary policy, needs to put us in a recession to reset their liberal spending. Ladies and gentlemen, professors and economists, this is the cost right now that we're seeing of printing trillions of dollars. There is a cost to it, and we're seeing it now. But here's the underlying problem that we didn't face in the 80s when the interest rates went up to 19+%. We didn't have $30 trillion in national debt. That debt is due in, whatever the bond length is, 1, 2, 5, 30-year bonds. Every time that debt expires, we're not paying it off, folks. Maybe that's by design. but we're not paying it off. And every time it matures, it needs to be reissued. Only it's reissued under the much higher current interest rates, just like the mortgage, making it more expensive for the federal government to borrow money. To put this in context, for the federal government to maintain our current level of debt, aka spending, it will now cost us substantially more as a country because of the higher interest rates. Vicious cycle, but we did it to ourselves. How do we pay it? There's only two levers. You cut spending or you raise taxes. There's no other option. We can't print our way out of this. This situation has been brewing for like 20 years, by the way, folks. Trump's spending policy didn't really get a lot of praise from me, but was relatively sustainable because he had the steady growth that he did. Biden comes in, though, and Barack Obama said it best, never underestimate Joe's ability to bleep things up. Sleepy Joe reversed all the growth through a series of big government liberal policies, and bing, bang, boom. Gas stations are suddenly now trying to figure out how to get double digits on their price billboards. Now, Joe Biden and Jerome Powell keep telling you it's the prudent price hike, it's COVID supply issues. They're saying it's not our fault. They're starting to sound a lot like Arthur Burns, the Fed chair in the 70s, who let inflation burn hot until Volcker took over. Now, they don't want to admit that their big government spending and reckless money printing is actually causing the issue.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Nailed it, nailed it. Folks, there is one way to get out of this, and it's going to hurt. Get your finances in order. Be ready for job losses. We're already seeing this. Announcements of major companies freezing hiring, canceling new hires. Layoffs are quietly happening and coming. Prices are already out of control, folks. People can't feed their babies. But despite what Joe Biden says, we're not better off. CEO Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan Chase is very concerned, warning of an economic hurricane. Folks, we tried to warn you. We tried to warn you. We told you this was going to happen, but this is your country on Democrats.